Hello YouTube. Today we have our store championship finals with Gallant X on the left and Mother D Reaper on the right. First player is going to hatch Mother D Reaper and play out that infamous searcher for one, passing over turn. The player on the left is a rather new player. This was his first tournament ever and he actually took second place in our store championship. So he's going to hatch Digimon, Digivolve into Galantmon. And then he's going to Digivolve into the Galantmon to pass the turn back over to 1. Of course, D-Reaper is going to promote the Mother and absorb the Searcher, being able to play another Searcher out for 1 here. Explaining to the player that you can reduce the cost, so he's going to be able to play that Bubbles and search or absorb a second Searcher for the turn, passing him over to Memory. Gallant's gonna draw. A little bit of a back and forth talk here. The Mother D-Reaper deck, I must say, is really good at choking the opponent regularly, but we saw he's got that tie in the hand. We're just explaining the effects of Mother D-Reaper right now to him. So he's going to go ahead and promote that Galantmon. He's going to Digivolve into the Galantmon X for 0 cost. And then he's going to equip the X-Antibody option. And then he's going to Digivolve into the War Growl X. Able to pop a body right here. Pops the Bubbles. And because he deleted something, he was able to gain back 1 memory there. He's going to go ahead and swing in. 8k to the stack. Draw 1 for the Digimon. Swings into Jerry, so it survives. And he's just going to play the Searcher Galantmon from EX02 to pass turn. Grabs a Tocado and a Gallant, so 2 hits off that search. Wish we could all be that lucky. Reaper is going to play another Searcher for 1 after hatching a second Mother, just in case. He's explaining the reduced cost of the Searchers right now. As long as there are no Searchers in play, it's a play cost of 1. He's going to go ahead and absorb that Searcher. So because there are none in play, he's able to play another one, but I think he's planning on reducing the play cost. Yeah, Jerry for only 2 play cost, able to reveal top cards of his deck and automatically add a Searcher underneath. Ooh, you never want to see those Gatekeepers bottom decked there. We're going to go ahead and play that Searcher for 1. Yet again, like I said, this deck is really good at choking your opponent. Gallant's going to hatch a Digimon. It's real hard to play with just 1 memory at times. He does have that X-Antibody option, so if he swings, he can Digivolve mid-swing. He's just going to go ahead and swing, hit into that Searcher, draw for the Digimon. And he's going to Digivolve into Gallant to pass. And with all the inheritables, he's actually able to clear the Jerry. Passing back over to D-Reaper, he's going to absorb that Searcher. Putting him up to 5, plays another Searcher. He's coming real close to that amount. Gonna search, he can grab a Searcher and a D-Reaper off of this. From Pendulum Feet. He's just gonna grab the bubbles. If he goes ahead and plays that bubbles, he'll be able to get up to a total of 6 Searchers, so if a Gatekeeper is hit in security, it will be live. Just goes ahead and plays the Starmons to kill off the Gilmon. Pass him back over to Gallant, he's gonna unsuspend. Goes into the Gallant X. Gallant X will be able to kill something here. The beauty about Gallant X is if it doesn't kill anything, he's able to unsuspend, but at this point he's just Digivolving in, gaining memory because of the deletion. Then he's gonna go ahead and swing in. Swings into a Starmons. Plays Cool Boy. This was the misplay that he was talking about. He said he should have played the Cool Boy first and then Digivolved in because he could have gotten another draw. I was talking to him after the match. But as I mentioned, he's still a newer player, but he's gonna start coming back every week. Goes ahead and passes turn with Tocado. Fortunately, he doesn't have anything in the back to Digivolve up and gain Blitz, but clearing that Searcher off earlier was really, really good, but he can go ahead and play another one, attach, he's up to 6, so he can reduce play cost by 6, and also that Gatekeeper will be alive. Goes ahead and swings in with the Starmons. At 1k it's not really surviving much, but it did its job. Swings in with the Pendulum Feet. Slide through trash. He's gonna use that bubbles, reducing the play cost to grab that next Searcher. At this point we see 7 of them being stripped, so you know what's coming. Reaper comes out, he's gonna count and see how many he has in trash total at this point. So he's gonna swing over the Gallant just in case. He has enough to clear out all the security and win, but he wants to make sure in case, well, things like that, hitting the X-Antibody, gaining memory. And now hits into Gilmon X. Another swing to Gilmon, and then that's the last swing for game. So it looks like Reaper takes game 1, and we'll go ahead and move into game 2. He's gonna explain here a little bit for him, showing him exactly how it unsuspends on attack as long as you attach 2 underneath. Start of game 2. Obviously the Reaper wants to go first so they can do that infamous turn 1 Searcher choke you to 1, so I believe Gallant is going to suggest to go first this game. Hatches the Digimon. Digivolves into the starter deck Gilmon. Then gonna go into the Growlmon to pass turn with 2 memory. He's gonna hatch Mother D-Reaper, play out the Searcher for 1 and get that draw, and then play Pendulum Feet 3 searchers. You can grab 2, 1 searcher and 1 D-Reaper, and searcher is a D-Reaper card. Gallant is passed back over with 2 memory. He's gonna go ahead and promote up. Digivolve into the Galantmon X. Plays out a Cool Boy yet again. Misplay there. He probably should play the, unless he just drew it. Like, obviously, it's whenever I'm playing these decks, it seems like I always draw the piece directly after I Digivolve, but usually when I end up playing against D-Reaper, I'm not so worried about choking them to 1 because they're going to reduce the play cost anyway. It's better just to play out a memory tamer so that you don't get that chance to get chokes every turn. I believe that's what he's going to do with that hero. Yeah, he's going to play the hero, passing him to 4 so that he can no longer be choked. Going to promote up Mama D. Going to go ahead and absorb the searcher. Play another searcher for 1. Plays out another searcher, not able to reduce the cost this time. Whole board full of searchers there. Back over to Gallant. Hatch. Gonna go ahead and go into the Gallant. Here he's going to attach the X-Antibody option. He's going to swing. Digivolve into Gallant X maybe? Actually, I think if he just leaves it as this Gallant, we'll do all the checks. He does get a Bubbles. Able to attach another searcher. Remains his turn. I'm gonna go ahead and play a Tocado to pass. So now, even if he swings with that Gallant, if he Digivolves into a Galantmon, he will gain Blitz. Be able to check for multiple things. That board full of searchers getting wiped was definitely not what the D-Reaper player wanted. Checking board state. Oh, there's the Death X. You have enough Tamers in play and it's able to come down, Digivolve 1, and then pop in all the lowest. Oh, everything level 4 or lower. back over to Gallant. Quite a bit of memory to work with here. Since he was actually able to save that Gallant X, he can swing and Digivolve into it. He's just going to Digivolve as is. And it will clear out that Death X. He's going to go ahead and swing in. 15k. And I don't believe that the Gallant X is any higher than 12 for that stack. He did not use, I think he's at 13k, but even if he would have used the hero, it still wouldn't have survived, so. You always have to be scared of another Death X, so you need to get it at least up to level 5 with an X-Antibody on top of it, but I don't think he has the memory for it. Just gonna go ahead and play the Galantmon to search, choke him back over to 1. With 5 things in play, that Death X-Mon would be very, very cheap at this point if he was to play it. He's able to grab the Gallant and the Tocado, or maybe he wants the Growl so he can have a champion. Yeah, so he'll grab Growlmon, Tocado, and add to hand. Passing back over with 1. Let's see how the D-Reaper responds. Plays a Searcher for 1, as always. Effect to absorb the Searcher. 3 sources now. And he's just gonna play another Searcher, which will be reduced by Mother, and then play out the Starmons to kill off one of the Galantmons to hopefully survive another turn. Galantmon X. That should pop the Starmons. Or the Searcher. But they didn't activate the effect. And he has the Aguni to close out for the game. So game 2 goes over to Gallant X. And now we're going to move on to game 3 here. Of course, D-Reaper losing. They're definitely want to go first. We did play with mulligans here, but it was only 1 mulligan per match, so not every game. So you had to choose 1 out of the 3 games that you actually took your mulligan. I actually like that rule over standard mulligans. I'm a big fan of mulligans myself. I know it's very, very mixed in the community, but the way we've been doing it at Tabletop, where it's 1 per round, it puts another level onto, I could play with this hand, do I really want to do it or not? So Gallant player digivolves into Galantmon and then Gale X in the back. See that boost in hand. Yep, gonna go ahead and play the red memory boost in order to search top 4, grab a red. Looks like he grabs Growlmon X. Passes D-Reaper over to 2. Plays out the Pendulum Feet reduced. He's gonna grab that Reaper for later. Let's see if he doesn't have one in hand. Yeah, looks like he's gonna pick up that Reaper, so you know it's a ticking time bomb at this point. Goes and plays a Searcher, choking him back to 1. Cracks the boost, goes up to 3 memory. Digivolves into the Growlmon X. Apparently no other champion or level 4. Let's see how he decides to pass turn. Yep, go ahead and play the Cool Boy, search top 3, and whiff. Second Mother D Reaper hatched. We're gonna go ahead and absorb the searcher. Play searcher for 1 and draw. Got a big stack on that Gallant side, already starting to creep up. Just gonna go ahead and hard swing in. Hits the Growl, or War Growlmon X-Antibody. Plays the Pendulum Feet, choking him to 1, grabbing both the Jerry and that Searcher. So 4 Searchers we've seen. He needs a total of 7 to get that Reaper play off again. Digivolves into the Galantmon. Then into Galantmon X in the back. Thinking about what to do here. Gonna go ahead and Digivolve into War Growlmon, passing D Reaper over with 2. D Reaper draws. Explaining a little bit. Gonna go ahead and absorb the Searcher here. I remember watching this game, so we had the camera set, but this was the finals match and it did go to the very last round. 1-1, playing that Jerry for only 2, revealing top 5. Gonna attach a Searcher, put him up to 4. Only 3 left for the big play. Let's see how he passes turn here. Thinking about swinging, you never want to give over too many resources. You have no clue what's going to come out of security. Goes ahead and swings in with the Pendulum Feet and hits the Memory Setter tie. Exactly what he did not want to happen. So now, no chance of memory choking. And you have all those extra security checks that he's going to get. It's a big blow to the D Reaper because he thought he was in and well paced to win this game at this point, but you never want the possibility of passing over too much memory. So he's just gonna play another Searcher. Not able to choke, so has to pass him over to 3. Galant's gonna draw. He does not promote here. Digivolves into the War Growl X, which is going to pop, I believe, both the Jerry and the Searcher. It's able to pop up to 7k with the inheritables. And because all the Searcher's inheritables are only on your turn, they're just as stated, so we can pop both of those. But does he have it? He equips the X-Antibody. Explaining he's got the security attack +1 because of the deletion from the War Growl. And that's going to go ahead and pop. Going to go ahead and swing in with the Gallant, so that Gallant is checking for 1, 2, 3 checks, hits the Gatekeeper, hits the Searcher, and then hits the Bubbles. Bubbles attaching another Searcher. And they did miscount, but it is yet another Bubbles. So Gallant getting the inherited security attack +1 from the War Galantmon, his own security attack +1, and then the extra from the tie. Just checking to make sure the security attacks didn't really matter. That last bubbles was what made the Gatekeeper live. He's gonna go ahead and blitz Omni here. Blitz Omni does get the extra security attack from the War Galantmon still, but I believe this was a misplay here because whenever he Digivolves they do include the tie, but he's no longer a red Digimon. In the end, the outcome of the game would be the same, but we went ahead and left the game state as is. Just trying to see if there's a possible way to win here. It's so close. Digivolves into that Blitz Omni, so this would be swinging in for only one check technically because of the Gatekeeper. So they are counting the tie, but technically you would not count the tie here. Goes ahead and swings in. They are going to do both the checks, so X-Antibody gains them a memory, and then the last bubbles attaches the Searcher. So in all actuality, he would be able to just play down the Searcher and attach it normally. It would have been one less memory, but if I remember correctly, he has the correct amount of memory to pull off this play anyway. So because of how big it is, the Gatekeeper can just swing directly into the Blitz Omni, attaches that, plays a Gatekeeper, so he would have gone to 0 instead of 1. Swings in, kills off the Blitz, and then plays out Reaper. With only 3 security left, it's gonna be game. So flipping over a War Growl, flipping over a Goonie. Last check for Galantmon, and that is the game. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll catch you in the next one.